to be a happier person? That is our topic for today. Have you ever asked yourself, why does it feel like everyone is happier than me? If so, you're not alone. I believe that we can learn what is holding us back, heal our wounds, and live happier lives. I'm Sablin. This is Relative Growth. 80% of our success is mindset, and cultivating a happier and more confident you will not only will that lead to a better life, but it opens up so many different possibilities to allow you to stop dreaming and start living. So if this is something you want to have in your life on a more regular basis, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified every time we upload a new video on a weekly basis, and make sure you like and share with your friends. Thank you. All right. So we all know that to be happier, we should let shit go, exercise more, spend time outside, yada, 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 yada. I have done a couple different blogs completely on the subject on how to be happier. It's actually kind of what started Relative Growth in the beginning, was me literally doing homework, not homework, oh my God, no, laundry, kind of feels like homework, me doing my laundry and thinking about, oh, I should do this, that's going to make my husband happier, and I should take the kids to the zoo, that's going to make this child happier. Oh, we should watch this movie this weekend because that will make my other child happier. And me literally sitting there being like, whoa, what makes this person happy? I completely have lost myself within the time frame of having 3 kids and starting businesses. It happens, right? You know, I'm not the only one that it happens to. And so I really went on this path of rediscovering my happiness. And I wanted to share with you some of the things that I have picked up. And we're going to talk specifically about Gretchen Rubin. She has created, this lady is amazing. This is a book that started it all, her Happiness Project. If you have not already read it, I really, really suggest reading it. If not, take a look at the link to the blog below. It gives the Cliff Notes version of it, but I can never say it as beautifully as she does. And what I wanted to talk about is really getting to know who you are and what makes you happy. And I wanted to talk about the few things that she has talked about and that I have learned from her that were these huge aha moments. So, number 1, we've all been there, right? We feel that if we could just be sophisticated enough and drink the wine and go to the opera, do the museums, eat the organic food, pick it. Name it. We all have those. You want to hear the wise word of wisdom? Let it go. That's right. We can have these fantasies that we would spend our Saturday nights at a jazz bar, or that we would have our house full of entertaining. But if you tend to do these events and it leaves you exhausted and frustrated and angry, let the belief that this will make you happy go, because you're making yourself miserable trying to be this person that you're not. And guess what? You are perfect the way you are. You don't need to change yourself to become something that you're not. So that was huge, because there was a few things that I had to let go. I realized I thought I was going to run a triathlon. Like, it has been a goal of mine for the longest time. But I realized I use my exercise as a way to de-stress. I love to work out. I work out naturally. It's not something I have to push myself. And where in so many different areas of my life, I have to push myself to the extreme. Having my workout, my place of joy, be where you have to push yourself to the extreme to run a marathon or do a triathlon. I bow down to you if you do them. It wasn't my thing. I had to let it go, and I had to let it go guilt-free, because I have friends who do Tough Mudders and who do marathons and who do triathlons, and I am there on the sidelines cheering you on, but I will not be participating with you. So that is the first thing that Gretchen Rubin kind of gave me this aha moment. Number two, when I was trying to figure out what the heck made me happy, she had this, it was my epiphany moment. And when I reread the book, I realized it's just one little tiny sentence. It's amazing how a little statement can really have such a powerful impact. But as I was trying to find myself, I couldn't remember what I liked, nor did I have the time with a newborn and 2 other kids and a business that was growing to figure out what a new hobby was. And the one simple question, what was it that you did as a child that you would lose yourself in? Interesting, huh? Because as kids, we have so much time and we used to lose ourselves in these activities. It's different for everyone. Maybe it was going out and playing basketball, or it was horseback riding, or it was spending hours doing collages. For me, it was reading. And I totally had forgot that I enjoyed reading so much. And I read a lot. I think we have talked about how I read 60 books in a year, but those were all business and self-development books. They weren't books for fiction and fun. And so that one question opened up this pathway that reminded me I used to love to read. And so slowly I started to add that back into my life. And it was a special treat that I could look forward to. Another thing that she pointed out is learning how to take joy in anticipation of a special event. So what does that mean? Learning how to take joy in anticipating a special event coming. Well, it's something as simple as knowing that you're going to be going on vacation and putting it on your calendar, whether it be a paper calendar or your phone calendar, or posting it up in the kitchen so everyone can see it, like the countdown to when you go on vacation. Being able to walk by that and seeing that you have the special event coming can bring you happiness. It's just a small little thing. All of these are small little things added on to the bigger picture of happiness, but it's like How to Be Happier 102, or strike that, forget I said that. But it takes you deeper into your happier practice. So learning how to anticipate upcoming events, whether it's hanging out with a girlfriend, or it's doing something fun with the family, or it's just a dinner out with your spouse. Celebrating and looking forward to it. Looking at the restaurant, looking at the menu, looking at the activities that you get to go do will help increase your happiness. Here was one that was really hard, especially since in this family, my household, we very much live debt-free and are constantly learning how to save money. Learning that it was okay to buy happiness. That was a huge one for me because I'm not one to shop, nor am I one to spend money. But after reading that, I tried it out. And I tried it out with a few different things. As I said, I love to work out. I do yoga on a continuous basis. But whenever I was in downward dogs, my palms would slip. Very uncomfortable. I ended up investing in a really good yoga mat. And that yoga mat, which seemed like a really big investment up front, brought me so much joy over a long run that I now know that if I'm really interested in something, and I have done it over and over again, it's not like a one-time hobby or I'm going to do it one time and go out and spend the money, but if it's something like, I'm going to continue doing this, it makes me happy. I have learned just to go in and make the investment on the products that I would need to make it easier. Same thing with, I have learned part of my happiness, same thing would be buying happiness in terms of events. Those things make me happy. Got to be careful because it can be really expensive to do all those events, but I end up creating a list of, if this artist comes into town, I'm going to go buy tickets to their concert. So what ends up happening is you prioritize what you want to do, but when they do come in town, you guilt-free go and buy tickets, and it brings so much happiness and joy. So learning how that it's okay to buy some happiness. Speaking of learning how to buy happiness and buying experiences, learning how to savor the experience that you're in. Have you ever noticed that you might be on a vacation and you're already planning the other vacation? I do that all the time. Or you're at this event and you're like, this is awesome, this is great. How can I make this happen more often? Well, learning how to be mindful of that and bringing yourself back to the present moment and just enjoying where you're at is so important to helping you increase being happier. So you're not constantly looking for that next rush, so to say, of happiness. You're enjoying where you are right now. So that's something that's been really helpful in helping increase the happiness in our life. Learning how to dance it out. Or if you're not a dancer, learning how to lighten up. This means that, especially if you're like me, where everything is just on a schedule, how can it be more efficient? How can it be more effective? Learning how to dance it out, how to lighten up, how to be silly and goofy. And this has been one of those fun things that we've done with our family, to where if the mood's a little cranky, we put on some silly song in our kitchen and we dance out in our slippers. And we've had some crazy moves going on. I mean, the boys will be breakdancing, the preschooler wants to be held upside down. I'm getting jiggy with it and they're asking, what the heck am I doing? Remember the butterfly? That's a fun one to show the kids. But it's not taking yourself too seriously. Learning how to laugh at yourself, learning how to laugh at the moment, learning how to just laugh in general, whatever it might be, whether it's singing at the top of your lungs. I'm not allowed to do that anymore, by the way. I got banned by the time the kids were 2. They're like, Mama, you're done. But they have no problem dancing it out with me. So find what you need to do with your family or within yourself just to get a little silly. The last, and probably my favorite, is revisiting those happy memories. So here we just talked about how to find what makes you happy, how to savor what's coming up, how to be present within the specific moment. Well, taking photos or videos, even if it's just on your phone, and going back and revisiting those, that helps so much to be able to bring back joy in your life. And let me explain a little bit more. I've been doing photo albums since I was in high school, but for some reason right now, whatever the season is in my life, I just have not worked on them in the last couple of years. So I'm really far behind. And it was kind of stressing me out a little bit, to be honest. But I looked in on the photo album. I'm about 3 years behind. But I started looking at the photos from 3 years ago and looking at my babies 3 years ago. And oh my gosh, it made me so happy. So I decided, you know what, right now at this specific moment, it's just not within me to do these photo albums. That's okay. But knowing that when I am ready, it's going to be so much fun to revisit all those happy memories, that the fact of doing the album is going to bring me joy, not stress and anxiety like it once did, because I changed my mindset out of it. My favorite thing right now to revisit memories is right here in our phone. My Apple phone will actually pull up being like, a year ago from today, this is what you were doing. And then it has music and it does a slideshow. It's a really fun way to go back and just kind of revisit a happy memory. So, what now? What do we do? How do we dig deeper? If you haven't read The Happiness Project, highly get it from your library, listen to it on Audible. It's definitely a really good book. I will link her website. She used to have the Happiness Project PDF for free. I'll see if I can find it for you guys and link it in the article below. Otherwise, you can also download my free happiness journal. It's all about having you find out really what makes you happy. Because in those whole long list of everything that makes you happy, like everything we've talked about before, you have to find what works for you. All right, until next time, people. Bye.